Daily Broadside, day 533. Today I spent some time contemplating the things that I would ask God if we find out that there is a God. And whether you go to heaven or hell, I would hope that at least you get a question or two you can ask, right? But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna hold up the line because I got some questions asked. So I was like, what would I ask God if we sat down for, maybe like a Jamocha shake at Arby's? Because I get the impression that God would love a Jamocha shake. You know what I mean? I mean, theoretically, God would love everything food wise. Like, I bet you God doesn't have a discerned palate at all. Like, he would eat a rutabaga, he'd eat a Snickers. It wouldn't matter. He would like it all because it's all, man's creation. But then again, I don't guess God needs sustenance to survive. Anyway, here's the canonical listing that I came up with. All right, first of all, just for a stupid reason, I'd like to know how many guitar notes I've played in my life. I've been playing since 1989, so 30, whatever that is, some years. And, I mean, it's got to be closing in on 1 billion, I'd guess, I mean, I'm capable of playing like 20-some notes a second if I wanted to, really fast stuff. But, I just would be curious. And along those lines, I'd like to know how many steps I've taken. I'd like to know how many miles I've driven, how many words I've spoken, that kind of stuff. It's just going to be kind of neat data, It's kind of like your NBA stats for your career, Bird averaged 24,000 points in a season, or whatever. Anyway, so there, I think we could get away, just get all that stuff out of the way early, and then we could talk about, all right, tell me about the moon landing, put all that to bed, give me the pyramids, let me know about the CIA, MK Ultra, and all the subversive stuff they did. Let me know about the government killing the Kennedy brothers and what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank? MLK, but why I got Louis Farrakhan in my head, and that's not right. Malcolm X, all four of those. I'd like to know about the deaths there. We could get into like the Teddy Kennedy stuff, and then just put everything to bed, Then you could get into high profile murders, even though, obviously I think OJ did it. I've read several books that kind of put that to bed. And he might be the dumbest person on planet Earth. I think I've mentioned that before. He is dumb. And I don't know if he's been hit too many times with, with tackles or whatnot, or if he's just born that way. But that is a stupid sumbitch. Jean-Benet Ramsey, although I think Burke did it. I don't trust anybody named Burke for one thing. But yeah, I got good evidence thinking that he accidentally killed her, and then they staged and all this other crap. But then you get into like Black Dahlia, some of the Zodiac stuff. Lots of unsolved murders would be kind of cool. What's the kid that for the most part Otis O'Toole and Henry Lee Lucas might have killed, or at least they claim to have killed, down in Florida at the shopping mall? That the guy that came out with what the hell's that show that came out around the time Cops did in the late 80s? America's Most Wanted. That guy's son, him. That'd be cool. It'd just be good to know. I guess we solved Chandra Levy now with that Guatemalan or whoever that crap was. Just some of that stuff. We can knock that kind of stuff out. I would like to, out of curiosity, I would like to know where every time I got sick, where it came from. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I've had, I'm 40 some years old. Let's say I've had 118 colds, right? Where did each of those come from? Did I touch a doorknob? Did I shake a hand? Did somebody sneeze on me? Like what? I just like, you remember that guy at the bus stop that sneezed on you? You got a cold the next day. I just think that'd be interesting, What was it that I lifted that strained my back, Was it the transmission that I pulled out of the car? Or was it the big chunk of concrete that I pulled out of a hole in my yard? Whatever. I just think that stuff would be interesting. So you'd be like, damn it, bastards, That said, I'd like to know how many people I've passed, in life that have been either murderers or rapists that never were caught. You're in line behind somebody at the grocery store and you're like, man, that guy killed a girl in college and, threw her in a lake, that's crazy. Who'd have thought? And he got away with it. And he's lived with that guilt ever since, or not necessarily the guilt. Maybe he didn't live with the guilt. Maybe he's fine with it. Maybe he thought in his opinion, she deserved to die. I don't know, but he at least lived with the police looming at any moment that could, DNA could crack the case and they could come after him and all. But, so that would be interesting, to see how many people, it'd be cool if in life, you lit up if you were like a rapist or a murderer. You know, you'd see somebody with like a little glowing, like a Sims, like a little green diamond floating above your head, and you're like, that some bitch is a murderer. Arrest that man, and you can figure it out. But anyway, that doesn't happen. But I think that'd be kind of cool, just to see how many people, you know, in your daily life you pass by that have killed people and all that. I'd like to know how many people have sized me up and wanted to fight, and they're like, I could take that dude, because I'd have, you know, we'll fight. You know, I'm cool with that. But I gotta know. Don't be, you know, if I'm in line with you at the grocery store and you're like, say something. Say something. We'll throw down right in the damn grocery store. I don't care. And if I lose, but I'll fight, you know. That would have been cool. You know, I don't like it when people keep it quiet that, you know, they want to whip your ass, you know. Be vocal about that stuff. I mean, this is America. If we can fight, we can arrange something, you know. But yeah, so that would be cool. I just thought, you know, there's a lot of stuff. I think what would happen would be God or whoever's answering all these questions be like, could we move along? Everybody in the back of the line, like, hey, come on. You know, but I think there would probably be like a bulletin board put up, because I'm not going to be the only one that asks about UFOs, right? So they would have a thing while you're waiting in line, you know, kind of like back in the day with the airport, you'd be like, the red zone is for unloading and loading only. The red zone is for loading and unloading only. Please do not park. And, you know, that kind of thing. So as you're waiting in line to meet God, you'd be reading it and be like, oh, look at that. Look at the damn, the Incas were aliens. Who knew? Oh, Chichen Itza and Machu Picchu, you know, all that stuff. And you could just, you know, kind of knock those things out. You'd have like it'd be like going through a museum, you know. You'd be like reading about it, and be like, oh, this is crazy. You know, you're on like a moving, what do you call those things? Moving sidewalk like they have in airports, and you're just reading along. Or maybe there's a video. I mean, this is heaven, you know. I read. I shouldn't have to read in heaven. Because I love nothing more than somebody reading to me. God, I'll hand somebody a book in a New York Minute and be like, can you just read this to me? I'll just lay here. I hate holding the book and turning the pages. It's just not comfortable. I would rather just sit there and contemplate the words that are being thrown into my head, you know? And I think maybe that would be a good thing as well. You know, you got like a nice video, and it could be God too. He'd be like, hey, that's what God looks like. Look, I can kind of see him up there ahead, you know? Man, I didn't know he was blonde, you know? But yeah, because we always see him with gray hair, you know? Maybe he's Asian. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. As long as he's got the answers, I'm cool with that. You know, so, but maybe they limit it to like, you get 4 questions, bitch. You know, and I think it would be cool if in heaven everybody called you bitch, you know, because that's a term of endearment for me. You know, if I call you bitch, it means I like you. You know, you crazy bitch. You know, that's just how it is. And I think that would be cool if we did that in heaven too. You'd be like, bitch, what's your question? You know, and you'd be like, well, I've got one for you. You know, and then you go on with that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a boy can dream. You know what I mean? Anyway. All right, I'm going to go eat some bulgogi or whatever it was I just made that I can't pronounce. I think it's bulgogi. Pork bulgogi? I don't know what it is, but it smelled good. Hey, kitty.